What's up, guys? Bob here. I've been hearing some talk about this new Star Wars poster. People are upset with the composition. A lot of designers have expressed their frustrations with it, and I understand where everybody's coming from, but I wanted to show what I think is really happening here. People seem to be upset because you've got these lines that are just completely segmenting the art here, and you're not supposed to have just these parallel, like especially these, you got the lightsaber and her little staff thing just parallel with each other. These segment the art, so you have Kylo Ren is in a completely separate like area of the poster than everybody else. But I mean, he is the enemy, so I guess that's fine. There is a triangle. It's a very loose triangle. This triangle doesn't work. There's like the right side comes out here. It's kind of strange, but this isn't the original version. I think this is just a portrait version. I'm pretty sure that this is the original version. And this triangle is also weird, but it makes a little more sense here than it does in this version. I'd also like to point out that your eyes tend to move across the page in a Z form. So they go from left to right and then down to the bottom left corner and then right again. And that seems to work perfectly for this composition. You do have this line here that segments everything, but you have her head right in between where the segments are. So that her head breaks the segment and allows your eye to go across to the other side. And the same thing with down here. There's no line. There's no line here. So your eye can go down back to the bottom left and then across again. And I think that's why this composition works. Of course, these are all loose guidelines. You're supposed to have a grid, but you don't have to follow it exactly. It's just a guideline. It's supposed to help the composition a little bit. The 5-column grid actually looks like it works a little more because you have down here the Force Awakens, the Star Wars logo cut directly in half. You have the top row going right through her eyes. You have these stormtroopers directly inside of these boxes. Same thing with Han and Leia over here. Also, obviously, this box isn't here originally. I added that because that seems to be where the grid starts. So this version looks like the grid is all over the place also. There we go, 6-column. The 6-column actually looks like it works the best here. But again, the point of the triangle doesn't come to the middle exactly. It's a very loose triangle, I guess you could say. Here the Z doesn't really work because this whole thing is segmenting it. So the line to go from left to right is right here. But I guess they're all at eye level there, so that kind of works. But anyway, I just wanted to stick my 2 cents in on the composition of this poster. I don't think it's terrible. I think it actually looks pretty great. I agree that it is a little weird that it is segmented like this, but I think it works for this. It's not a normal composition by any means, but I think it works very well. It doesn't have to be conventional. It could be a little bit looser of a composition, but the guidelines that they stuck to, I think, is what makes it visually appealing to most people. The only thing that I think they could do to make this better is if Drew Struzan drew it. If Drew Struzan drew it and it looked like this, I think that would be great.